It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. Today's band is Refused. And hard work does indeed work. I will leave it at this. The Hard Work apps, you get a 1-week free trial to check it out. And you dig it. It's only $10 a month. 3 workouts every week that are designed specifically for whatever equipment you have available. Keep that in mind. Hard work works. Hashtag join the hustle. Go tell Joe that you love him because I love him, and he will give you a big hug. So Hard Work Works. Check out the Hard Work Works fitness app. Hashtag join the hustle. Again, and we're talking about Refused today, and this one goes way, way, way back. I'm going to start with you, Ronald, because I believe when you were in here in whenever it was, November or so, when we were talking about brand new, you popped Refused onto the periph. So I want you to tell me first your relationship with Refused.
Oh, man. It's kind of hard for me to remember when exactly I got into them. Actually, I think the person that got into them is avidly against them because they're so leftist now and he's such a Trump tard. Just straight up, dude.
Holy shit.
That line, I've got a bone to pick with capitalism. He's like, I can't stand that shit now. And it's like, dude, you weren't saying this 20 years ago. I think actually the first introduction is probably the first, is New Noise. Such a great introduction to the band. I tried to push them on you. DJ and I tried to actually get you to cover New Noise with us, but you're like, I don't want to do that. And then I gloriously quit the band afterwards.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. But no, this band is literally, they've influenced every single band in the punk, hardcore, emo genre in the past 20 years. It's hard to put on any album that's not them in that genre and not hear influences of them.
That's true. It's true. Now, Peter, you jumped on them pretty quickly, as at least as soon as you noticed that they were on there. So walk me through your relationship with Refused.
Okay. So when I was a teenager, I lived in a small beach town, and I've told this story before. We had nothing to do, so a lot of us just started having shows, and it would be like punk bands, ska bands, metal bands, whoever had a guitar and drums could go up there and play. And the more we did that, the more we started to attract bands from outside of Florida to come because there was actually people showing up for the shows. And so we were starting to hear like stuff that was outside of like our just local circle. So like, I remember, I think my first encounter with Refused was one of the EPs, and then I got songs to Fan the Flames of Discontent, and I was like, man, these guys are good. Like it's kind of punk, it's kind of metal, and so we had this small little music scene in Vero Beach, and one week we hear that Refused is going to be playing at the Women's Center, which is where we had all of our shows. And we're like, oh shit, we actually got them?
Yeah.
So it was like, 30 people in this small little space. And we're all watching Refused. And somebody caught this on VHS. I have it in my closet. I don't know how to convert it onto YouTube. But like, it's the whole show. And it's just Refused playing to like 30, kids in Florida. And, they're playing like the songs we knew, like, Rather Be Dead and stuff at the time. We're like, yeah. And then at one point they're like, okay, this is a new one. It's called New Noise. And we're all just kind of like, whatever, cool. Like,
holy shit.
Yeah, right.
So they play it, and like you see everybody starting to get into it. And then a couple weeks after the fact, after they played our town, they announced that they'd broken up. And we were like, holy shit, Vero Beach was one of the last live shows Refused. So, like, I held that as, like, a badge of honor for fucking years, until they reunited. I was like, God damn it.
How dare they?
Bro.
How dare they?
I am so jealous of you right now. I need that tape.
Do you need that tape more, or the one of Josh Smokes Too Much playing at Fantasy more?
Who?
Yes, exactly. So, to Ronald's point, Ronald did try to. You almost successfully did, in all honesty, because you burned a copy of Shape.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have no idea. I mean, you assume I didn't get into them. Like I never did the deep dive with them. I know, like we're doing for this, but I wore that disc out, man. Whenever you gave that to me, that may have been post Great American Headache, and maybe I was slightly more open by that point. But regardless, I used to listen to that CD all the time, and I liked it enough that I listened to it all the time, but I never bothered to seek anything else by them. So when you brought them up, and then when Peter jumped on, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, this is going to be awesome. I finally kind of get to take a look at what else is going on here. And to your point about new noise, I don't know that I didn't want to do it. I think it was more so I just didn't think I was capable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, also I am but one man who is not a very good guitar player. So,
dude.
Well, like we keep saying that this is a punk band, but these guys are like really. This isn't like 3-chord punk pop songs.
Right.
These guys are fucking like precision. You know.
Yeah.
Weird time signatures. Like when The Shape of Punk to Come came out, like I was like, oh, that's a edgy title. That's funny. But then like 10 years after, you're like, holy shit, they were right. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even their experimental songs on there, where they get like more jazzy, and then I don't even know what to consider half this. The Tanner House and Derived. Like I don't know what to consider that, but like even that, I'm like, why in the? These dudes are awesome.
Yeah. They venture in and out of a lot of different stuff that, like you guys said, indeed does shape a lot of the music that follows it. They do also kind of like they remind me more of an At the Drive-In, partially due to song content and energy, but
Structure, man.
and structure for sure. Which again, like those are vaguely punk bands, but like not in the tradition of like me. I am a 3-chord, 4-chord dude. I just kind of power chord guy. I'm not finger picking stuff out. So like it was definitely beyond my ability at that point, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. So walk me through what it was like making your 20 for this, Ron. I get the feeling I kind of know where this is going.
Yeah, I tried. I probably failed, and you're probably going to hate me, but I do have songs outside of songs in Shape, but like I'm going to tell you straight up, majority of my list comes from that, especially Shape, because it's just how like that's one of those they captured lightning in a bottle,
mm-hmm.
and you just can't top the.
It has everything you want from Refused. Like it's.
I mean, the classics don't go out of style here.
Yeah. All right, so Peter, we talked a little bit about this in the Twitter chat last night, but walk me through your 20.
I mean, at the beginning, I was just like, what am I going to cut from Shape of Punk to Come? Like, and at the same time, I also really like songs to fan the flames of discontent. But I was also like, well, the whole point of this show is to get people into a band. So like, I got to give like their newer stuff a fair shake and see like, if there's stuff there for people to like, maybe like that can be their entryway if it's, just a little bit different than their normal stuff. So, I mean, it's still my list is pretty front loaded, but I did try to be fair to their reunion albums. And I think that there's some good stuff there, but it's just like they hit this mountaintop and it's just like either any way they go, it's just going to be a downhill.
Yeah. The two newer albums, I don't even think that I think we said this just before we started recording. I don't think they're bad. I think the problem is, again, you have to compare them to their earlier records, and more specifically, like, it has the name Refused on it. So it's like you have this certain expectation. And I don't mind when a band ventures off, but when you come back, like, when you have to hit that Refused tone at some point. And
also when you influence like so many different subgenres within the genre that like when you come back you kind of sound like everybody else also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't even think of that, but yeah. But I found it very, very easy, which is rare to cut from the last two records. I did not get a lot through. But I had the same problem you guys did. And it wasn't even just nostalgia for me. Shape is just, to me, it's far and away the most representative of what they can do. There's plenty of stuff from the other albums, and we brought the EP collection into this as well. But Shape is where it's at. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to say this before we even start breaking it down. Go listen to Shape. Like, that's the album you need. R10 will help you branch out from there, but you need that album first.
Hold on. Let's call it the name of the album, The Shape of Punk to Come,
yes.
A Chimerical Abomination in 12 bursts.
Yes.
And if you're not listening to it at full blast, you're doing it a disservice.
So
yes.
I started listening to this. I started doing my studying for Refused before I reached out to you guys. Actually, I ended up making that DM group on Twitter like immediately because I listened to like 2 songs and I was like, "Nah, we got to do this. Like, we have to do this soon." But I was like playing Adventure Capitalist, which is like, and it's just like my eardrums are like exploding. I'm like, oh my god, this is so great. So we need to talk about this. Let me get on these guys. So with that though, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. We have each listened to the entire Refused discography and pulled out 20 songs that we're now going to mash against each other in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you in case you have never listened to Refused. And I'm going to start here. I mean, it's definitely a fan favorite. We definitely got it from the listeners. I have a hard time anytime anyone references airtime. Anytime anybody references wanting radio play, hard time ignoring it. It's just a great tune, and I thought it's a good juke out. Liberation Frequency.
I've got it.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of have to, right? Because
we want the airwaves back.
We want the airwaves back, and also it's got that. It's a very different take on Loud Quiet, because the quiet is like, I don't want to say like really quiet, but it's like.
It's kind of catchy. It's kind of catchy.
It's very catchy. Like, I thought, I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, what's going on here? This isn't punk. And then, like, even listening to it, coming back to it for this, I go, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Like, they sound like this is like some sort of or pop song rather. And then it just explodes. Oh, and just that loud, quiet dynamic is going to get me every time. So, all right.
Well, so to dig in, can I dig in a little bit on that?
Sure, yeah.
Another great thing about that song is it's very, like, well, I think we're going to say this a lot about this album. This song is prescient of, like, just how big corporate media and news radio has gotten. Sinclair Radio, fucking just this, like, loud voice of advertisement-driven corporate garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying this in 1998.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like, they were actually, like, punk rock, like, politically and, in every sense of the regard. It wasn't just, like, pop punk, happy, whatever, but we're not going to talk about politics or anything. Like, they were all in on it.
And that's why I drew the comparison to at the drive-in is like the closest thing I feel like, at least at the time. So let's move it over to Ronald.
All right, I'm just going to go for the gusto here. We're going to say new noise.
Yeah.
And if this is not the penultimate song here, I'm going to riot.
Hey, Ronald.
One man riot.
Can I scream?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm old now. I can't scream anymore.
Yeah, I was trying to relatively recently. Didn't work. Nah, man. Like the energy of this song is unreal, and it bottoms out for a second and comes back like more electronic. And again, like that's something I forgot about this song, is how experimental they were being with it. And then it comes back. It's got this swing. It's big. It's loud. It's noise. I dig it. I'm into it. All right, so we got 2 here. Let's move it on over to Peter.
Okay, I'm going to be the first to jump outside of Shape of Punk to Come, and I'm going to go with Rather Be Dead from Songs to Fan the Flames.
Yep. All right. I have a feeling we're going to have a good 4 or 5 through easily. So,
because that song, the drummer, he's just doing like these fucking the military snare beats. I'm like, how do you have arms after playing this song every night?
He's probably jacked. Okay. You know what? I'm going to follow your lead, but I'm going to go back to This Just Might Be the Truth, because I feel like this is a great tone setter for the band. Again, is this where I would direct somebody to first as far as listening to this album? Maybe not, but I feel like this belongs. Pump the Brakes.
That was one I cut.
I don't have that one.
Okay, well, into the trash. Clearly, I was wrong.
I'm sorry.
You gotta make some misses sometimes, I think. Oh, and just for listeners, also said new noise. I forgot to say that. All right, Ronald.
All right, this time, let's see which one I'll go with. All right, I will go with "Worthless Is the Freedom Bought."
Oh, no.
Yep.
No, but
Fry, your beautiful world is dead. It will die 1,000 times.
Move that
Fuck out of here.
In my notes, I wrote that I felt that song kind of pointed towards where they were going with their next album, On Shape of Punk to Come.
I can see that. This band feels like if I were to put 1984 into a band, I think this would be that band.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
And it's the dystopian corporatized everything, and this would be one of the first bands taken off to be re-educated, if you will.
Well, how would I go here? Coup d'etat.
I've got it.
Oh, there we go. Back into the win column. All right, Ronald?
Worms of the senses, faculties of the skull.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
Got a bone to pick with capitalism and a few to break.
I don't, but obviously that goes to the...
How do you cut that one?
How do you cut any of them, Ronald?
I know.
I mean, that sums up their mission statement in the opening line of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just for the record, listeners agree with you. And again, I say this, I've said this a lot recently. I easily could have pulled all of that record. So anything from that record to me is an easy pass. So, all right, Peter?
Still on that record. I like this one because it's, Refused during their thing. And then there's a fucking jazz bass solo in the middle of it. The Deadly Rhythm.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, man.
All right.
That jazz, dude. I played that for my wife, and then and then it hits back in, and she's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah. Just for a while, like everything slows down. They're just like do 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 do.
She's like, "I liked it until they did that."
They're very angry. They're very angry. All right, that brings it back to me. Yes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking swings for misses because we're doing way okay here. This was off of the EP compilation, kind of again like musically at least showing what they can do and what they might become. Circle Pit.
I got it.
Hey.
I don't.
Okay, into the conversation though.
That song crushes live.
I bet.
I could imagine.
Yeah, dude, it sounds like it's written specifically to be a live song. Like, I mean, that it's in the title. Circle Pit. All right, Ronald.
All right, I'm going to take a real wide swing on this one. I'm going to say Dawkins Christ.
You know what? No, but
no?
I was listening to that one earlier today, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I kind of whiffed on it.
So this is more of me feeling guilty and being like, look, guys, I've listened to more than just 2 albums, okay? And so this is a consideration towards that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I thought it was definitely a leap for them, like sound-wise, that I enjoyed. But I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the conversation we were having earlier, where it's like, yeah, but like when you have Shape of Punk to Come, like, why am I going to point you to this? So, all right, Peter.
Okay, I'm gonna go down that route also. On the same album, Electra.
Yeah, man.
I've got it.
Yeah. That's track 1.
Yep.
And so I believe you had said something in the chat about the two newer albums not being all that great. And that so by the time I get to this album, I'm like, oh man, I'm ready for a stinker. And I push play and I hear that and I'm like, what the fuck is Ronald on about? This is great.
Man, so let me tell you, okay, fucking that first song, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then everything else, I'm like, what?
Well, yeah.
What happened, guys?
It does. The rest of the album doesn't really quite match.
Well, it's very self-aware too, because the refrain is just him screaming, "Nothing has changed."
Yeah, yeah. I also just felt like that was a Refused song. So like I was like, cool. This is what I want from this record, and Ronald is clearly on something. Whatever. And then, you know, he ultimately ends up being proven right. But all right, so my turn. We're flying through this. All right. You know what? How about I go back to This Just Might Be the Truth? How about Our Silence?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Ronald?
So this is going to be, you know, I don't know if this one's going to hit. This is actually back on Shape. And I really like it because the first part. Refused Party Program.
Yeah, man.
No.
Okay.
I can see why. It's like such a short song, but that spoken part, you know, in the wake of our existence and our parades and our dances, I'm like, this is like a humanistic fucking... Anyways.
No, that's how I felt. And then it swings into it, and I'm like, yeah. All right. Peter.
Let's see.
And we're officially out of NTP.
I'm gonna go with the only one I had from This Just Might Be. Untitled.
Nope.
I feel like a lot of that record and the early EPs is like them kind of finding their voice. Like a lot of it sounds like just kind of typical hardcore punk of the time. But then you see like certain songs on the album and these EPs where like you see them start to stretch their wings a little bit. And that was one of the songs when going back to it, like I was like, oh, okay, that's them kind of finding their own voice.
I forgot to mention this, Ronald. Listeners agree with you on Refused Party Program. All right. We have 6 all the way through, 4 in the conversation. Like I said, we're officially out of NTP. So, worst case scenario, everything from the convo moves on over. All right. I'll just start taking swings off of the EPs here. How about Hate Breeds Hate?
No, I had that, but I cut it.
I did not have that.
That's all right. I assumed so. All right, Ronald?
Tanner House Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Like, my God. This is one of their softer, quote unquote, songs, but
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
In my notes, I wrote Middle Eastern punk.
So this one of the greatest slow burn songs recently was what is it? Why can't it? Paper Plates, I think, by Death Cab. And it's that is one of my favorite slow burn songs, period, ever. And I came across this again, and I was like, well, this is right up there with that, because it is, again, it's, at first I thought it was a juke, but it's not. It is definitely a slow burn because it's building until that explosion. And I forgot about the explosion. I was actually listening back through my 20 at the grocery store today. And let me tell you, listening to Refused at the grocery store fucking rules. Just
Fuck you, Grandma.
Yeah, just blasting it in my ears and just walking around everybody with no masks on, you jerks. But that one's a nice slow burn. All right, Peter?
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the EPs. Burn It.
Nope. That was, if I had to guess, 25. It definitely made through my first pass. Let's see, there it is. There it is. All right. I feel like at this point, what do we have, 7 already? Like at this point, like everybody's got all their favorites in, I feel. All right, fine. I'll start taking some wax off the most recent one, War Music. Again, I feel like this one was a little bit closer. I was able to pull a little bit more, but still, just as a Refused record, not great. Violent Reaction.
I had it.
I did not.
Okay, into the conversation. All right, Ronald?
Oh my God. Man, I'm kind of running out. Shape of Punk to Come.
I do not have that one.
No.
Oh.
All right, Peter?
Refused or fucking dead.
You're damn
Yep.
right. You're damn right.
Man, you know what? I had that fucking DVD, and I don't know what I did with it. But when we talked about this, I was like, I want to watch it again.
I bet you anything you left it at Plumber's.
Motherfucker.
You probably-
Plumber's fucking dead.
The Plumber's dead. That's right. Dead. All right. What does that put us at? 8? Yeah. All right, gents. I'm going to take swings for misses then. Economy of Death.
Nope.
I have that one.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah.
Into the combo. All right, Ronald. I'm down to my last 5.
I have 3 left.
Okay. We'll do this one last round, and then everybody will clear them out.
I have Rev 001.
You know what? No, but that one's these.
I don't have it.
They're like first tracks on all these albums are pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And then it's like hit or miss where it goes from there.
Yes. All right, Peter?
Crusader of Hopelessness.
Nope.
CC. I've got that one.
All right. Move that over to the combo. All right. So I'm just going to blast out my last couple here. I've got Protest Song 68.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh, unanimous. How about Mark?
Don't know him.
Nope.
Okay, into the trash. How about It's Not Okay?
Nope.
Okay, that means these are exactly in the right place. Symbols. Symbols.
Nope.
Nope.
And Where's Equality?
Nope.
Nope.
Some of these I pulled through specifically Where's Equality for messaging reasons. I think, they've got a great message. All right, Ronald, just clear out whatever you got.
My last one, life support addiction.
Nope.
All right, into the trash. And
I'm done.
whatever you got left, Peter.
Hook, line, sinker, Return to the Closet, The Slayer, and Summer Holidays versus Punk Routine.
I don't know why I cut that one. Actually, all four of those, but I mean,
So
again, it's shape and songs.
yeah. So when looking at shape, we between the three of us, we only didn't play 2 songs. There's only 2 songs left on the board. So,
Well, I mean, Brutus Palm is just an instrumental.
yeah.
And I'm guessing the other one was the Apollo program.
Yep.
Yeah, which is, I don't know.
So,
It's an outro.
Yeah.
So, that being said, it's about to get hectic up in here. We have 9 unanimous decisions.
God.
So, we only need 1, and it's going to come from here. We got Worthless. Worthless is The Freedom Bought, Worms of the Senses, Faculties of the Skull, The Refused Party Program, Circle Pit, Violent Reaction, Economy of Death, Crusader of Hopelessness. And just to run through what we have already, Liberation Frequency, New Noise, Rather Be Dead, Coup d'etat, The Deadly Rhythm, Electra, Tannhauser Derive, Refused Are Fucking Dead, and Protest Song 68. So only one of these gets to get through.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I recommended Worthless, and I can say that one can go, considering the competition that it's with.
Okay, so drop it.
Yeah.
All right.
I won't fight that.
All right, so how do we feel? Because we got a newer song in here with Electra. Do we need another newer one? Because we have 2 from War Music.
I don't think so. I think, and this is just me being selfish, I think we need one of the EPs represented.
I tend to agree, which would put us at Circle Pit. That's the only thing. That would be the only thing available.
I'll go ahead. I'll third that. That's actually, just to kind of give that some representation.
Because, I mean, you look at what else is left. I mean, Shape of Punk to Come, we've, washed balls, a lot. And I think there's, 4 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs all the way through. So I think we've got that one pretty well covered. And then Fan the Flames, there's 2. So it's not like it's not represented. So, and then, yeah. You know what? I think this is good. Liberation Frequency, New Noise, Rather Be Dead, Coup d'etat, The Deadly Rhythm, Electra, Tannhauser Derive, Refused Are Fucking Dead, Protest Song 68, and Circle Pit rounds out our 10. So, I'm going to put the heat on here, Ronald. What's the number 1 with a bullet?
New Noise.
Kind of has to be, doesn't it? Kind of has to be.
I would actually, I could make an argument for Refused Are Fucking Dead just based upon, the title of it. But, when the song, you line it up next to New Noise, yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a great song, but it's not, the penultimate.
Yeah, it's not the one that's going to turn somebody on, probably.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's just this New Noise is what you can expect, that punch in the face.
Yeah.
I could sort of make a case for Liberation Frequency because it's a little bit more accessible at first, but I kind of want to just be no, just start with New Noise and just get hit in the fucking face as soon as it starts.
So between the two of you, you've both hit hit exactly where I was looking. Liberation Frequency and New Noise. I tend to agree with New Noise because I don't want to trick anybody. Liberation Frequency is arguably my favorite Refused song, because it hits everything that I want out of what they sound like. But I don't want people coming in thinking they're going to be some catchy band. And hey, maybe I just want to be like a hipster for a minute. This is our band. This is for us.
Wait, so isn't there a music video for New Noise where they're running around like bunny rabbits or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Bunny rabbits, Refused, New Noise, Can I Scream? That intro?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a quick shot of the drummer covering his ears right before they go into "Can I Scream?"
And sound-wise, energy-wise, New Noise is exactly what you can expect from Refused. So I think we nailed that. Feel good about it. So with that, let me run it down one last time. New Noise, Liberation Frequency, Refused or Fucking Dead, Rather Be Dead, Coup d'etat, The Deadly Rhythm, Electra, Protest Song 68, Circle Pit, and Tannhauser de Rive. Ronald, I think the next time, I know that there's some panels that you're on. Taking Back Sunday is one of them for sure, which I've been kind of sitting on because they actually have quite the discography.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
So I'll have to put that together, and we'll have to figure out what can get left off to make it palatable. Peter, I don't know what like for a little while you were on almost every other week, and then the whole crap happened with Skype last year, and then I had you back in, and then the world fell to shit. So we got to get you back into rotation here. But I know Sunny Day Real Estate is one of them, which will probably get bumped up the list now that I think about it, because John F. has been very vocal about wanting to come back on. So I think Sunny Day Real Estate will probably be your next one. And then St. Vincent is another one that I think you volunteered for.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I think those will probably be the next two times you're around. So, well, with that, you know what? At this point, I'm belaboring it. I feel like 37 minutes is longer than a Refused record. So I think we got it. I think we got it here.
We want the airwaves back.
Yes, let's give them back the airwaves. With that, Refused. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.